Hello and welcome back to StarCraft, where today we'll be playing some more Direct Strike Commanders, and this time we'll be playing with some Raynor. Now, last time we did Raynor on the channel, we did his bread and butter composition, the Vikings, the Banshees, and the whole aircraft shenanigans with the Hyperion, and just completely dominated this guy. But this time we're going to play things a little bit differently. We're going to be taking ground control, but not by just destroying everything on the ground and moving across the field. We're going to be using spider mines. Now, spider mines, if you guys remember from the Brood War ages, are very much so like widow mines, except instead of being this thing that drills into the ground and constantly spews out explosives, it's a one-time usable mine. It's expendable. It will be dropped. You'll get to see them drop out the back of these vultures momentarily. Now there you go. You'll see them here. And the next time something walks over them, they will detonate. Now the reason why this strategy is used for, or the benefits of this strategy for Raynor is that despite these vultures not being terribly strong, they leave a minefield behind. So whatever walks over it afterward just gets obliterated. Now these things work, they work very similarly to the widow mines in that they have an AoE explosion. So if we get a bunch of things like zerglings or massed swarm units, then we're just gonna flatten it. We'll see how much damage gets done here. Nope, we're not gonna walk within its radius. You can see the radius here. It's really not all that big. Okay. So the idea with this is that we won't necessarily win the wave because the vultures just aren't all that strong, but we will end up destroying anything that tries to walk in our wake, which is kind of good. Say, for example, we lose to this wave of Marines, we're then going to come over and just blow it all up. See, look, a Marine's gone already. And we have quite a large minefield now, which is going to be very difficult for them to clear through. But it looks like we are actually winning this wave, which is actually really good for us. So I'm going to stagger these, actually. That way they are... There's no gaps in our minefields. Now, one thing that's nice about the Vultures, they are a light harassment unit. They are basically the Brood Wars version of the Hellions. Instead of having an AoE attack, kind of like an attack on a line, they just do straight extra damage to, well, individual units. So it's quite nice. It's just versus light. Think of them like Hellions if you're unfamiliar with them, or if you played the co-op or the single-player StarCraft II, you're probably seen them before. Let's see if we can come out on top here. So now, these will persist for some time. They exist for quite a while, actually, so even if Kerrigan goes down here, which seems like it will be the case, these guys will go across and die to our mines. Nice. There we go. And now we leave more lines behind. And I don't know if we're actually going to win this wave in particular, but we will clean it up regardless. Oh, never mind, they have detection. Oh, that's unfortunate. That, Dahaka, you know, at least he's not helping out during his wave, but we'll go ahead and clean up the wave anyways, with no damage done to our teammate, so he's not hindered. There we go. Oh, at least we're gonna take over the middle bonus there anyway. So we'll go ahead and head up to tech level 2. I'm going to want to get some of these upgrades. I think +1 ships and weapons. And spider mines, also really good. And that's it. These are quite good, especially against characters like Zagara, which we're not playing against right now, which is, you know, unfortunate. This Dahaka really likes cleaning up my mines during waves that aren't his. I mean, you know, I guess more power to him. He's well aware that he's going to be losing his wave anyway, so he might as well just help clean up his allies in hopes that they get an opportunity. Let's see, we got another wave of mines out, but now there's no detection there, so all those mines are going to collide, and suddenly there's no more Marines. And there's still mines left over. This is actually really difficult for the enemies to deal with, because they have to specifically design their waves to be able to deal with this. And it persists for so long. So now we can do other things, like take air control, now that we have consistent ground control. But right now, I'm just going to worry about getting a little bit more economy. So when we do switch over, we'll be able to switch over quite strongly. I'm gonna use my Raynor's free scans to attempt to give detection here, or to attempt to have these primal hosts be eliminated. I'll do it again in 1 second. There we go. because these replenish, the free scans replenish when my wave spawns. My wave was just about to spawn. Yeah, Dahak is kind of annoying to deal with. And then again, so are mass amounts of spider mines. We need to start mixing up the tactics here a little bit and start actually getting better units. As fun as the mass mines are, they do run out of usability eventually. Alright, so it looks like their Raynor has scanned and is cleaning up the minefield. But once that scan runs out, all the Marines become mine! Yes! We have so many of them. So I have a couple of options here. I think the Duskwings is what I'm going to go with. Mostly because my wave is tiny, light units, and the Duskwings work pretty well to do that. Let me go ahead and put the bunker. We have already have a lot of things here. This is fine. Scan. Just get Marines just for the DPS reasons. Good over here? I think we're good over here. Yeah. They kind of are. Alright, so we're pushing forward pretty hard. Now, if we manage to keep them on their side, then our minefield will then be on their side, which is going to be difficult for them to deal with, because it's a minefield, and they got to walk over it. And you guys have seen, they kind of blew everything up. Wow, these Vultures are doing surprisingly well for what they are. Alright, I'm fine with this. Go ahead and get some upgrades for them. Actually deal a little bit more damage. Now, their Raynor is going to have to start doing things like building Vikings in order to deal with my Banshees, which the Vikings deal pretty much no damage to my ground units, mostly because they're going to be in the air, and Vikings are anti-air units. So that's why I'm going with Duskwings. I had the option to go for Marine Marauder, just like my opponent was, and we would have been ahead, because, well, we were already winning our wave, but look how large this minefield is. There's so many of them! If they walk into any of these green, it's just their wave just disappears. Welcome to Raynor's landmines. They're so good. Let me scan for him real quick. There we go. He's gonna need to get detection pretty soon here. Good? No, not so good. Unfortunately, we don't have any anti-air ourselves just yet. Going to have to invest into that sooner than later, considering, well, we don't have any anti-air and we're dying to the air right now. Here. Time for us to start going mass Viking. Let's put you guys in the back to start with. 2 is not going to be enough to take out those Han and Horner raids, but we'll scale faster than they can, so eventually we'll come out on top. That's one thing that's actually really neat. I had a round the other day where it was me spawning against a Han and Horner, and the Han and Horner decided to go Vikings, so I went Vikings, and I was losing pretty badly for about the first 15 minutes, but I mean, I say this very literally. I built nothing but Vikings, and he built nothing but Vikings. Of course, there being the Deimos Vikings and my just being the standard Raynor Vikings. And I kid you not, it was, for the longest time, I was losing horribly. And then all of a sudden, after filling up approximately the entirety of the map, I hit critical mass, and suddenly I was winning, and he had absolutely no chance of coming back for the remainder of the game. It was great. That's just because the Raynor's Vikings, they scale that much better. Alright, can we keep these guys in the air? Let's not let my Vikings land. Let's just keep them in the air to do things, and now you can land if you so desire. There we go. Alright. Get some more Vikings out before the next wave spawns, just to make sure that they never ever gain air control. Not that this amount is going to keep them from gaining air control, but it should give me enough time to react to whatever they're doing. Let's get +1 range on them. And there we go. And the upgrades, and we're on their base. Alright. Nice. And they have no more Viking, or no more Rays. Neat. This is good. Let me go ahead and get these upgrades. There we go. And then I'm going to want to get the refinery. Alright, so how's that looking? Just land and do things, thank you. Very good. We are absolutely slaughtering them, and it's beautiful. And they still have to get across the minefield. Jeez. It's beautiful. I like this. They have to do something about that minefield. It's not gonna go away anytime soon. That's a lie. It goes away pretty quickly actually. But I just have so many vultures that it leaves this massive minefield behind every time. Let's go ahead and hit tech level 3. And then get our 3/3 upgrades for our current units. That should make sure we seal the deal, or at least get further ahead. I could go for siege tanks. It will be a decent answer for a lot of this ground. The issue is that we now see their Raynor building Vikings. And if one Raynor gets ahead of the other Raynor and Vikings, then the game just kind of ends. It's how it works. Like, it's in a mirror match, the one with more things is the victor, so I can't ever let him have more Vikings than me, or he's gonna have air control and it's gonna go really bad. Like right now I have air control, so I can do whatever I want, so I can't let him have that back. It is toppest of tier requirements that he's not allowed to have that back. But also siege tanks though, they're so good. Especially with the upgrade that Raynor has that makes them transform faster. So they can actually get work done without having to sit there transforming all day and never being within range. Let's see, do we... Friend need detection? Friend does need detection. Give detection. Oh, that's a lot of, it's a fair few raids here. Alright. Oh, good thing we have our Vikings. I should probably just invest in more Vikings, to be honest. They have enough air to be worth making sure that they never get... Yeah, he's just building more. Okay, then we're going to invest in some more Vikings here. As much as I would love to get tanks or anything else, I cannot let him have the aircraft. Oh well, is what it is. Oh, there's a wraith left over. Okay. Go away, thank you. But hey, at least now we have 3/3 in all of our things. Good land. I'm having them land so they don't rush forward and die without being near teammates. Awesome. Put you here. Eventually, we should be able to get the Hyperion, just because I'm not using the supply drop. I could use the supply... There's two major ways of using the supply drop ability. The first is to use it to instantly get things like tier 3 or the additional upgrades, which is nice. It's actually really strong. The other is to save up a bunch of them and then bring down the Hyperion without having to, well, otherwise save for resources. It would be so nice to have tanks right about now. Oh, he's got so many Vikings. They have no upgrades though, so... Yep, please shoot the Banshees while my Vikings shoot everything else. There it is. So one thing you'll notice, these mines aren't really doing much, because we're constantly pushing forward. I am okay with this. The mines serve as a buffer, as a means of preventing the enemy from pushing forward beyond our wave. So if we ever lose, we're just going to immediately regain control by virtue of having a massive minefield there. But the mines themselves usually don't do all that much until we start losing. So it acts as a means of preventing us from losing. A means of preventing the enemies from stacking up, even though it doesn't directly do a whole lot of damage or assist us in pushing forward. So it's just one thing to keep in mind, that while the mines are powerful, they're not actually going to help us win. They're just going to help us not lose. And, well, not losing is a pretty important part of winning, eventually. I'm going to scan just to make sure there's no tricks happening here that I'm not seeing. Good, I think we're good here. Jeez. Oh, jeez. So much death. Right, land, please. Scan once more. Go. Good. Alright, now we into the air with a surviving 2 Vikings, so that didn't help much. Let's get some more Vikings here. I think that's going to be enough. I think at this point I want to be investing into siege tanks. Just to help pressure the enemies out of the game here, because we're so far ahead at this point. It's kind of ridiculous. Additionally, I could say for the Hyperion. That would work pretty well too, but honestly I want to get... Hyperion's too easy. They know it's coming. And there are already Vikings here which work decently well against it. So I'd rather go with the siege tank just because it's an option we haven't seen in a while. And also it's a really good option. What else can we do here? No, I think that's it. We're just gonna lay another layer of minefields all the way. Look how close the minefield is pushing up to their base. They are just unable to cross this line. It's gonna be good. Come on, Dahaka, do it. Oh, so much damage. Brought him down into the red, but didn't quite finish him off. Luckily, we have more. This is a lot. This is one thing that I hate when Raynors do to me, so I kind of not too excited about showing the world because, you know, suddenly I'm gonna have it used against me a lot, and now I have to deal with it. And the best way to deal with it is just to have detection on the front of your wave as you push, and then have ranged units. Because if you see the range on these, there we go. The range on these is quite short, so if you have something like Stalkers or even Marines, as long as there's detection, you can push all the way through the spider mines. The issue is that most of the time you need a scan to do that, and if you don't have your scan active at all times, then you're gonna have your wave wiped out. Did we get this upgrade? Let's get this upgrade. Good. And we're gonna blow away all the ground forces real quick. Let's get some more siege tanks up in here. Should be able to get one more before the next wave starts. Looks like we did not win the air, actually. So instead of getting one more siege tank, I'm gonna get another Viking. Need to win the air harder. Where are you? Right here. Perfect. Nice. Yep, they have far too many aircraft right now. Far too many aircraft, mostly Rays. I mean, we're winning the ground quite hard. I mean, the Ultralists are running around looking for things to swipe out. That's a pretty strong indicator that we're winning the ground. That's not good enough. We need to win. We need to win the air a little bit harder than we are. Yeah, look at this. The Wraiths are... If they have enough Rays to blow away our Vikings, we need more Vikings. I need to be... As much as I would love to experiment here and show off some of the other units available to Raynor, I need to be... If we're going to win this game, I need to be that guy who just permanently suppresses all three enemies for no other reason than Raynor has the ability to do so. Now, one thing that I don't see a lot of people do, and one thing that really helps, is to have these Banshees tank for the Vikings. Because the Banshees are light units, they have a lot of HP for light units, and some armor. So things like these Wraiths, well, not the Wraiths, the Vikings. Vikings on the ground don't show their air weapons. Vikings in the air deal extra damage versus armored, versus things like the... versus my Vikings, which are armored. So if they're shooting at the Duskwings, my Banshees, they're doing a fraction of the damage they would normally be dealing. That way, it's better to have the Banshees as tanks. They literally just tank damage better most of the time than for Vikings. Right, so this is not helpful, having Banelings of the sky flying around. But it looks like we have, again, cleaned up the air. Amazing what happens. So all we have to do now is land and try to help out with the ground forces. Okay. I'm letting them land because I don't want them to fly into their enemy base and die horribly. I don't have a scan available to me. And I don't think I have enough Vikings. I don't have any Vikings left. That's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and get some more Vikings here. Alternatively, I could have purchased the Hyperion. Not sure it's the correct solution right now, but I'm going to make a space for it. So right now I have, what is that, 1,800 minerals saved up in the supply drop. In a couple minutes we're actually going to be able to have that fully purchased, because the Hyperion costs a total of 2,250, which is kind of a lot. But we're almost there. We're only a few hundred off, including the supply drop. Come on, clear out the things. There we go. And the AoE comes in to clear out their Vikings. Uh-oh. Those are gonna tank for the... Oh dear. Yeah. You know, I think the Hyperion is the correct answer. All of these fun and games, all of these tanks and cutesy minefields, let's bring out the big boy. So right now, we're just shy of 2k. I'll just spawn them mid next wave. We'll be alright. Wait, no, we just hit the 2,000 mark on this guy. So next wave we'll have our Hyperion. Let's go ahead and spam that out. Drop him in. Is there a place I could have put him? I could have put him centered. Okay, he's not centered right now, and that's gonna bother me. So I'm gonna move him to make sure he's centered right now. Ooh, wow, he's a real big boy. Right, you go here, and then right there. Now I can put you guys back. 2 there and there and there. There we go. And we're not gonna have minerals for a while. I understand this. I'm gonna take the Yamato cannon off autocast because I don't want him using his Yamato cannon. Why did I pronounce that incorrectly? Yeah, Yamato cannon on things that aren't grouped up. The Yamato cannon for the Hyperion specifically has AoE associated with it. That's the only Yamato in the game that has AoE. It makes me feel sad that the Hyperion Yamato cannon is so different from the regular ones. They have different use cases. But they are attached to the same AI button, so I just have to keep in mind. Additionally, the Yamato cannon for the Hyperion specifically has a global cooldown. So it's another reason to make sure it's used in the correct location. So a lot of grouped up units like this is what you want to target it on. Except they're all dead now, so that's good. Let's see, is there something here I want to hit with this? Nope. It is tanking. Let's just take out those guys. Clear out the middle section. Now we are still losing the air, but we need to build more Vikings. Looks like we're finally getting resources again. Let's go ahead and build more Vikings. Here, and right over here. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Nice. We've pushed so close. Yeah, I think their solution to me going mines was just build everything in the air. So I needed to invest into Vikings quicker than I did. But it's, you know, it is what it is. It means they're not contesting the ground as much as they could, and things like our Ultralists are pushing to their base almost every time. And also Hydralists are a good unit. They work really well versus the aircraft. Let's see, let's get this our scan. That was 2 of their scans, not one of ours. Or not. Oh, jeez, it does so much. We're doing so much work to the ground forces right now. It's those swarm hosts. They keep attracting the attention of our Vikings, and our Vikings are not shooting what they need to shoot. Here we go. Should I get medics? I want to say yes. I'm going to get a couple medics, and the reason for this is because they provide, with this bonus, where is it? This one here, a damage reduction bonus. So anything that they are healing will receive 25% less damage. So if a unit like the Hyperion, for example, is out front in the open and is being healed and is also tanking the damage, it will receive 25% less damage just because it's being healed by a medic. So that's the idea here. Have the medics heal the Hyperion. The Hyperion takes less damage. Everyone's happy. And I think we're gonna win here, guys. We are. They don't have very much ground forces stopping power this next wave, and that's gonna be it. GG. Alright guys, if you like this, make sure to come check out during our live stream hours, because as promised, we'll be doing a StarCraft Arcade live stream coming up here pretty soon. So make sure to join the Discord below, and so that way you can get notifications when it goes live. But for now, I'll see you guys later.